Our exploration of the events that sparked World War I begins in Sarajevo on a typical summer day. It's June 28, 1914, and Sarajevo's lively streets, basking in the gentle summer sun, conceal the brewing storm below the surface. On this significant day, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the next in line for the powerful Austro-Hungarian throne, arrives in Sarajevo alongside his cherished wife, Duchess Sophie. Their visit, meant to represent unity and goodwill within the huge Austro-Hungarian Empire, is about to take an unexpected and tragic turn, triggering a series of unprecedented events that will change the course of history. Meanwhile, lurking in the shadows, a young nationalist by the name of Gavrilo Princip is making his final preparations. Princip, a loyal member of the Black Hand secret society, shadows every step of the Archduke's journey. For Gavrilo and his comrades, this day is the result of years of careful planning and unwavering determination. The Black Hand's goal? To liberate Serbia from Austro-Hungarian control and unite the South Slavic people under a single flag. As the motorcade carrying Archduke Franz Ferdinand and Duchess Sophie inches closer to a pivotal intersection, the tension in the air becomes almost suffocating. Gavrilo Princip, positioned at the crossroads of Franz Joseph Street and Appel Quay, knows that this moment offers his best and perhaps only chance for success. As the Archduke's open-top car approaches, Gavrilo grips his Browning semi-automatic pistol. Then, suddenly, in the blink of an eye, two gunshots shatter the atmosphere of Sarajevo. Chaos breaks out as the gunshots hit their target. The Archduke grabs his throat, his face showing a mix of shock and agony. Next to him, Duchess Sophie gasps in sheer terror. As news of the assassination quickly spreads, it sends shockwaves throughout Europe and beyond. What initially appeared as a small incident in Sarajevo soon reveals its enormous impact. The seemingly isolated event leads to a series of events that will thrust the world into the most severe and lethal conflict it has ever experienced. The Black Hand Conspiracy. To carry out this complex conspiracy, the Black Hand relied on an arsenal of tools, from smuggled weapons concealed in the shadows, to cryptic coded messages exchanged in secret. The room contained maps with strategic locations and escape routes carefully marked, as well as confidential documents that held the destiny of nations on their ink-stained pages. To understand the Black Hand's motivations, we must delve into the volatile situation in the Balkans during that period. The region was a hotbed of different ethnic groups and strong nationalistic desires, on the verge of erupting. The South Slavic communities, long oppressed by foreign powers, were eager for freedom and the right to govern themselves, which fueled their discontent. In this atmosphere of intense nationalism and strong desire for self-ruling, the Black Hand became a driving force for transformation. Its members were ready to risk everything, even their lives, to force a new era for the South Slavic nations. They couldn't have known that their actions in Sarajevo on that fateful day would permanently change the course of history. The alliance system. While the world held its breath in the aftermath of the Sarajevo assassination, Austria-Hungary stood on the brink of seeking revenge. Seeking support, it turned to its powerful ally, Germany. The ties between these countries were solidified through the Triple Alliance, a pact that also included Italy. Behind closed doors, diplomatic discussions in Germany were filled with tension. German leaders felt the burden of their alliance commitments, aware that any reaction to the assassination would send ripples across Europe. On the opposing front, France, Russia, and the United Kingdom stood united in the form of the Triple Entente, a coalition designed to counterbalance the strength of the Triple Alliance. France, still recovering from its loss in the Franco-Prussian War, aimed to regain lost territories, while Russia had ambitions for expansion in the Balkans. The United Kingdom, typically staying out of continental affairs, found itself pulled into this complex web of alliances. Throughout Europe, tensions simmered, and an arms race began as countries strengthened their military forces in preparation for the possibility of conflict. The alliance system, a complex network of commitments, blurred the lines between a regional crisis and a continent-wide disaster. As the countdown to crisis continued, the world stood on the brink of an unprecedented and devastating conflict. The Ultimatum to Serbia. After the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, Austria-Hungary, driven by anger and a desire for revenge, carefully composed an ultimatum directed at Serbia. This ultimatum, delivered with an incredibly short 48-hour deadline, included a series of harsh demands that would severely test diplomatic relations. Among its conditions, Serbia had to publicly condemn anti-Austrian propaganda, put an end to anti-Austrian actions, and dissolve several nationalist groups. Additionally, they were required to allow Austro-Hungarian officials to take part in the investigation into the assassination inside Serbia. While Serbia was willing to negotiate and accepted most of the conditions, they couldn't agree to all. As the world held its breath, Serbia's response, although not outright rejection, fell short of Austria-Hungary's expectations. The response from Belgrade set the wheels of war in motion. Germany's blank check and the declaration of war. In the halls of power in Berlin, a significant moment occurred as Kaiser Wilhelm II and German officials discussed their position in the growing crisis. It was at this pivotal moment that Germany made the fateful decision to provide Austria-Hungary with unconditional backing, a decision often called the blank check. This strong commitment boosted Austria-Hungary's confidence, giving them the reassurance required to take forceful military action against Serbia. It cemented the unity of the Central Powers and triggered a series of declarations and mobilizations across Europe. On that fateful day, July 28, 1914, they officially declared war on Serbia. This declaration was a monumental event. It not only demonstrated Austria-Hungary's determination to address the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, but also marked the inevitable plunge of Europe into the depths of war. The decision had been made, and the countdown to World War I had begun. The Domino Effect. The complex network of European alliances rapidly unraveled, creating the conditions for an unending series of events. Russia's mobilization to support Serbia sent shockwaves throughout the continent. The dominoes began to fall on August 1, 1914, when Germany, as a strong ally of Austria-Hungary, declared war on Russia. The previously tense political landscape now echoed with the thunderous sounds of armies getting ready for war. Amidst the noise of advancing German troops and the looming threat of war, a crucial moment unfolded. On August 4, 1914, the world watching in anticipation as Britain, committed to its treaty obligations and determined to protect Belgian neutrality, declared war on Germany. The decision was made, and the blaze sparked by the Sarajevo assassination had now grown into a worldwide inferno. A continent that had long enjoyed peace was now caught in the flames of a destructive conflict, the consequences of which would last for generations. The onset of war. Throughout the continent, heart-wrenching scenes unfolded as young men, filled with hope, a sense of duty, and yet uncertainty, said their farewells to tearful families on train platforms and busy town squares. Draped in uniforms and armed with rifles, they embarked on journeys that, for many, would become their last. The world witnessed the dawn of a new era in warfare, one that would scar both landscapes and souls. One that forever inscribed the Great War into the collective memory of humanity. It was a time when nations collided and fates were determined on the unforgiving battlefields of Europe. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of how World War I began. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more content like this in the future, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also comment down below to let us know you subscribed, and we'll respond to you as soon as possible. We'll see you next time.